The NBA championship began with 2 games in the Boston Garden. The Celtics and Dave Cowens handled the Phoenix Suns with such ease that many experts thought the series would end in 4 games. The scene then shifted down to Phoenix, and in Game 3, it got extremely rough in the second quarter. Ricky Sobers, number 40 of the Phoenix Suns, and Kevin Stakem, number 27 of the Boston Celtics, got into a vicious fistfight. Both players were ejected from the contest. After that, it was the Rookie of the Year, Alvin Adams, who took complete command as the amazing Suns scratched and clawed their way back into the playoff. Then it was Game 4 on Wednesday night. Garfield Hurd, with an amazing second effort, put the Suns up by 2. He missed, went back up for the tap, and got it in. Then the Suns had an opportunity to salt it away. Keith Erickson with a miss. Celtics pull it down with 12 seconds to play. They don't want the timeout. They want to set up as quickly as possible. The play is already called. But the Suns have taken away the pass to Dave Cowens. The secondary man is JoJo White. Sobers with a good defensive play. And suddenly, the series is tied. Far against Dave Cowens. They will go to tip it off. If you're looking for something early, watch the Celtics try to feed Dave Cowens. JoJo White misses, and Dave Cowens. Now, Dave Cowens plans to come out much higher and keep Paul Silas at the point. They've been double-teaming Cowens. Garfield Hurd has been blocking up that area. There's Silas out away from the basket. They're giving him that shot. Curtis Perry handling the ball back to Ricky Sobers. Havlicek starting for the first game. Curtis Perry on the turnaround right baseline. It is 4-3. Their shooting percentage from 38 to 39 to 44 to 47 over the 4-game span. Silas with his second option.
John Havlicek gives them added movement out on the floor. He's a good, smart ball player who knows what to do in the right situation.
And there's Hondo shooting. He had a poor shooting 2 games.
Holding and bumping and shoving. They have put good pressure on. They played good position.
Dave Cowens with a much-deserved rest out of the game, and Jimmy Yard will chase Alvin Adams. Perry inside. We've seen that play. It has worked ball side. 28-12 and 3:30 to go in the first quarter. Adams may be a little too quick for Yard. We'll watch that. Jimmy rolling the left. The lid is on, and Erickson's down. He is hurt. Keith is hurt. JoJo White in and out. Havlicek, second chance down. Now Keith Erickson will check back in. Westphal almost had a steal and an easy basket. White is open all alone on that defensive board. Sobers directs the play verbally. Sobers wants it.
They're trying to take advantage of Charlie Scott, who has the 3 fouls, and Charlie backed off, and he had the shot to the basket.
Ard is open. At the buzzer. Jimmy Ard climaxes the highest scoring quarter of this series.
That was the break for the Suns. Celtics had an easy chance there.
White. To control the offensive end. Bill Lumpkin, a second-year pro from Miami of Ohio, formerly of the Portland Trail Blazers. Nelly knocked it away from Curtis Perry. Turn around by Adams. Pretty play. It's 48-41. And Nate Hawthorne will check in for John McLeod's son. JoJo was working hard on Lumpkin, and he finds Adams again. Quick release on that shot. White right side.
Into the hands of the Phoenix Suns.
It's an 11-point Celtic lead. 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go until halftime. Red Auerbach, Jack Whitaker on the Belmont. Halftime, Sonny Hill with highlights. Dave Cowens faking away on Adams. Not only got the field goal, but drew the foul on the rookie.
Basketball, do not leave your feet.
A 14-point Boston Celtic lead. Phoenix had
really hurt them because Phoenix converted it into field goals.
We are tied in Boston. 3:58 to go in the third quarter. An amazing turnaround. Dale Rick has checked in. Paul Westphal will take a rest for John McLeod. See what the Celtics come up with. From the perimeter, they moved it. And Steve Kaburski's son. JoJo White. Iron. Cowens controls the offensive rebound and hooks it in. It's a 4-point Celtic lead. Nate Hawthorne ready to check back in for the Suns. Crowd chanting defense. Adams in the air, and it's a 2-point Celtic lead. With
He's on the board, and they certainly missed call on the defensive boards and offensive boards as well.
Silas with 5 fouls on Tommy Heinsohn's bench. McDonald outside. It's 4 points. It's 74-70, 145. Just only 2 games above 500 in the regular season. Battle for a championship. They are a wild card team, and they are within 2 points of the Boston Celtics in Game 5 in the Boston Garden. Clock moves inside of a minute, third quarter, Boston Garden. White tries to penetrate and is cut off there. Scott tries to get in, and Van Arsdale's got him, but he bounced off, and Scott had daylight. 5:21, 88-81, Scott in and out. Celtics still with control, and nobody has got that off the floor. I'm so frightened when I see something like that. Somebody going to slip on it. Here is Cowens on a hook shot that went in. 90-81. He's going to get rid of it. Now it's 4:53 to go. Here is Perry over to Alvin Adams. Adams in the air. Put it down. 90-83 on the defensive board. Lead can swell to 9 if the Celts can hit here. Havlicek forced out of the middle, went to the right side and hit it. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go in regulation time. A 9-point Celtic lead. Westphal made it 7. So Hurd has to stay with him, and Cowens missed, and Adams controlled.
They got a bad break on that bounce that time.
Adams almost traveled, got it off to Westphal. Oh, Westphal with 6 first quarter points. Phoenix has been battling to catch up and go ahead ever since. Silas with a miss. They caught him in the third quarter, but they couldn't hold on. And Adams was out with those 5 fouls. Sobers went in the air and hit the basket. They lead Game 5 by 3 points in 1 minute and 15 and inside. Scott holding it up now. He has been a much calmer player. He had a long private talk with Red Auerbach. He has fouled out of every game until this one. JoJo White cuts to the basket, and Paul Silas put it down. Have it out on the side. 14 fouls against Boston, 3 against Phoenix. Westphal turnaround. 94-91, Phoenix alive with 52 seconds and a 3-point Boston lead. So that was a big basket by Westphal. Kept his team in it, and Westphal knocks it away. Came around behind Charlie Scott. Here's Paul back down the other way. Paul Westphal puts it in. And the basket came down to the floor and drew the foul.
Knocking the ball away from Charlie Scott. 2 chances to make one to tie this basketball game.
That's one of the greatest individual efforts I've seen on him. Clock starts down. Game is all tied. Adams fronts Cowens. Nelson. They're watching for Cowens inside. Perry had sloughed off. Here's White from the top of the circle. And it was Cowens, and it was blocked by Garfield
That's
Hurd.
a foul.
There was
a foul. Look at it. Watch Cowens. It's very obvious. Watch his right arm. There's Perry. Watch his right arm. Right there. Takes his arm to give Perry the shove, picking up.
Don Murphy called it from outside. Richie Powers was on top of it and couldn't see it as well as Don could.
This Curtis Perry's biggest free throw of his career.
Missed it. Clock will start when the ball is touched on the inbounds. Havlicek starts the clock. Van Arsdale's got him. Hondo up in the air. There was a whistle, and he was fouled.
And Phoenix has 1 timeout left. I'm sure they'll use it.
I take offense to that, Brent.
Rick, you're not in this one.
He missed.
He missed it, but he's got it back with 17 seconds. They missed the free throw, and Hondo wants the ball. 12 seconds. We're tied in Boston. Cowens gave it up to Havlicek, and 8 seconds outside. Out. 5 seconds. It looks... Garhard standing right in front of me here at the table. Jimmy Yard is on him. Won't start till it's touched. And Cowens was out there, and we've got overtime in the Boston Garden. And, of course, lost, fouled out of the game. Charlie Scott fouled out earlier. So we got 2 players on the bench. And the OT begins in the Boston Garden. What a series this has become. Cowens cutting off. Suns got their hands on the ball, but again, the Celtics save it. Havlicek to Nelson. Nelson shoots it. And inside, Paul Westphal is hurt. They must be very careful, both Adams and Paul Westphal, out for different reasons. Adams with 6 fouls, Westphal with an injury. And it's Cowens, Havlicek, Nelson, Silas, and White for the Celtics, and Cowens makes it a 4-point game. 2 minutes and 24 seconds, and Dick Van Arsdale will check back in for the Suns, who are still trying to score here in overtime. Hurd with that high arching shot, and they finally get on the board in overtime. It's 99-97, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Here come the Celtics and Havlicek. JoJo White, and it's 4 again. Celtics pressure defense, taking that shot clock down to 5 seconds. Inside of 5. Curtis Perry off the glass with a shot that got Phoenix right back in it. 101-90. Silas with those 5 fouls playing Hurd. Autry gave it up to Sobers. Hurd is inside. High arch goes right straight through. It's tied with 45 seconds.
Last shot and either go into overtime or win the game.
So it is down to that. Autry and Hurd, confusion on the inbounds pass. Cowens all over Garfield Hurd. Here is Ricky Sobers. Clock goes down inside of 10 seconds. Handful of seconds, tied at 101. Sobers gave it up. Here comes Nelson with those 3 seconds. Started. Havlicek down to 2. Havlicek deep in the corner. Nelson was flying toward the basket, collided at the buzzer. No foul. No foul underneath. John McLeod stakes, and second overtime underway. Suns win control with Van Arsdale, Sobers, Perry, Hurd, and Autry against White, Havlicek, Silas, Nelson, and Cowens.
He doesn't want to pick up that 6th one, and yet he continues to take the outside shot, even though he did make 4 of the 6 points for Phoenix in the first overtime.
Cowens with the ball on the floor, gave it up to JoJo White, who hit and put the Celtics ahead by 2 in the second overtime. There for the Suns. Sobers takes it back from Perry, gets inside and ties it.
Dick Van Arsdale really crashed into him, but the officials didn't see it.
Shot clock down towards 5 as Havlicek sent it sailing to White. And with 3 seconds to go, White puts the Celtics up by a field goal. There are a lot of believers in the Phoenix Suns tonight in the Boston Garden. Sobers pull-up jump shot, couldn't get inside, put it down, and there was a foul.
This is beyond me. And he just
Sobers has just put Phoenix up 106. Cowens has it, moving on Autry, got Autry off his feet. Cowens has tied it. Now clock going inside of 10 seconds. Sobers from deep in the left corner misses. Silas with another big rebound. Celtics with a long pass to JoJo White. Couldn't control it in time to cut to the hoop for an easy layup. They set up their offense, minute 5. Cowens went right straight up in the air. No basket, says Richie Powers. Offensive foul on David Cowens, his 6th foul. Ahead by a point in the second overtime. JoJo White on the drive, put it down at 3 points at 19. Phoenix will have to call a timeout. This will be their second timeout, their final one here in the second overtime. Crowd chanting defense. Lumpkin, Westphal, and Van Arsdale on the floor. Van Arsdale with a quick shot. It's a 1-point game again. Just what Rick predicted. Westphal to the corner. Back to Van Arsdale. Perry in the air. Won't go. Havlicek. Perry again. Perry with a jump shot. Put it down. Phoenix has gone ahead. We've got 5 seconds. I don't believe it. I don't believe what I just saw down here.
Havlicek.
Cowens, remember, is fouled out. So is Scott. Here come the Celtics. Clock will start when it's touched. Havlicek touches it. It begins. 3 seconds. Hondo off the glass. He's got it with a second. John Havlicek won it. It's over.
No, there's 2 seconds to go.
The Boston Celtics, but the clock should have run out. Or did it have to?
There are 2
Everybody's on
seconds
the
to go in
floor.
this basketball game, Brent. The ball went in with 2 seconds to go. and the clock has to stop on a made basket. The Phoenix Suns will get the ball with 2 seconds to go. This game is not over.
Richie Powers is in a fight with a fan right here in front. Referee Richie Powers was assaulted by a fan. They've pulled the bore off. There are the cops out in the middle. They got fans out in the middle of the floor. The Phoenix Suns trying to get it cleared to get the 2 seconds off. Here's Richie Powers now.
In the Phoenix case with Powers.
They're going to call a timeout now. If they have a timeout left, they will call it.
Do they have one left, Mindy, or have they used both of them?
They not have any timeouts left. I would not be surprised now if they will call an extra timeout to gain the distance and have a technical foul assessed.
Let them shoot it.
Possibly score from down there.
JoJo White can make it a 2-point basketball game. He does. Now the final second of play here in the Boston Garden. Wanted somebody to stand back. Won't start until it's clutched. They'll have to throw it up. Garherd, turnaround, shot in the air. It's good. It's tied again. I don't believe it. Garfield Hurd at the buzzer. Threw one in outside. We've got a third overtime in the Boston Garden.
Silas still playing with 5 fouls. Paul Westphal with 4 fouls for Phoenix.
And Westphal has control. Let's set the lineups. And so it is Curtis Perry who is taking Jimmy Yard. Dave Cowens, of course, also has fouled out for Tommy Heinze. If you're looking for the Late Late Show, hold on, folks. Nelson, using the glass, puts Boston up by 2. Sobers calling the play for the Sun. Here's Curtis Perry inside, pass to Ricky Sobers, who went in and tied it up at 114. There was a championship game that went 4 overtimes. Boston and Syracuse back in the 50s. Perry outside, and the Phoenix Suns go up 116-114. Now the Celtics are going to have to work hard. They don't have Cowens, they don't have Silas. They got Glenn McDonald and JoJo to the basket, put it down, until he finally fouled out. He left in the second overtime. Here's Garfield Hurd. JoJo White passed him and put it down, and the Suns lead. They're up by 2 right now. They can make it 4, and they turn it over.
Boy, did they miss that. Curtis Perry did not see Garherd. 2 men jumped outside the Sobers. He had a layup.
2-5, JoJo for the tie.
JoJo White has been unbelievable in this ballgame.
Here's Curtis Perry. Perry battling for the loose ball. It's going to be a tough ball. Well, you get set. JoJo tipped it back to Nelson, quickly to Havlicek. Off to JoJo White on the penetration to McDonald, and a beautiful pass. John Havlicek has Paul Westphal. Don Nelson has Curtis Perry, and Jimmy Yard has Garherd right now. It's Tommy Heinze's defense. Westphal, turnaround, win air, 122-120. Would you believe it? I don't believe the shots that have gone into this basketball game.
You're seeing them, but they're still hard to believe.
59 seconds. Hondo off to JoJo. Left side, down, 4 again. What's that? 33 for JoJo. Here's Dick Van Arsdale up in the air. Battle Glenn McDonald. He's had a big rebound knocked away from him and out of bounds.
Foul, Brent, foul.
There was a foul on the play. There's been that kind of contest. The Celtics are in command. 126-120. Glenn McDonald. 2 big baskets, a pair of free throws, a rebound. Came off the bench. He has been a disappointment to the Celtics this year, but here when they most needed it, with guys fouling out, Silas and Cowens out of the game, it was Glenn McDonald.
Should be able to control it. If they can't control it from here, they've got some real problems.
The crowd already thought it was over once. Here's Ricky Sobers now, trailing by 6 inside, make it 4 now. It's 126-122. Inbounds pass to Havlicek. And there was a whistle away from that throw.
And the strategy by John McLeod was to commit a foul the moment you couldn't get the steal on the inbounds pass. There.
It's 127-122.
This could put the nail in it.
There it is, 128-122. 6 points, 29 seconds. I think Phoenix is about run out of miracles, and just when I say that, somebody throws up an unbelievable shot.
Paul Westphal with an incredible shot.
25 seconds.
A little bit too late, though, I think, Brent.
Look at the fans around the Boston Garden. They thought it was over a long time ago. That's 23 points for Paul Westphal. Clock down to 21 seconds. It's a 4-point lead, and McDonald lost it.
17 seconds. Sobers has got Westphal open. It's 2 points again and 12 seconds. Here is Glenn McDonald. 2-point basketball game. Nelson gives it to Art. Westphal's got a hand on it. Art goes back. 5 seconds. White, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's going to be all over. And look at the fans here in the Boston Garden. They battled 3 overtimes. And finally it's over. But would you believe the end of that third overtime?